Great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are in the world, whatever time you may be watching this. For me, it is October 7th, 2024, 2024. And it's 11:48 Central Time, and I am I'm outside of Nashville in a town called Gallatin, maybe about 30 minutes outside of downtown Nashville, Tennessee. And I got a lot I want to share. I don't have a script, nothing. It's just that I was just watching this video that really inspired me to say, let's stop procrastinating and waiting until the time is right to take action on shedding light on my story, right? Today, October 7th, marks exactly 15 years, 6 months, and 0 days since I have been abusing alcohol, okay? And we're gonna wrap this up with y'all. Maybe I won't even finish it, y'all. I don't know, okay? But I don't know how long this video gonna be, but I'm ready to wrap with y'all, all right? So this right here, it is amazing. It is truly a miracle from above that I'm not dead or in jail because of this, and here I am. But for some reason, I really just wanted to make a video showing this is the end for me. You see, at 34 years young, don't drinking this bottle make me feel old. And it's so nasty. And you probably, oh yeah, let me, it's a little story behind this. Why Smirnoff? Well, 15 years, 6 months ago is when I started abusing alcohol. And that was April 7th, 2009. That's the day that me and my mother essentially split up. I was 18 years old. I was gonna turn 19 in about 17 days, right? My birthday, April 24th. But the first time I got drunk, well, my mother's ex-husband actually got me drunk when I was a kid. He tricked me. We'll say that for another time. But the first time I willingly got drunk, you see, I wanted to play football in the Big Ten at U of M so we could stomp out Ohio State. If you like Ohio State, hey, listen, I love the Big Ten, but I'm going blue, baby. You hear me? And if I couldn't get into U of M, I was going to go to U of I. It's an in-state school for me. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I was going to go to Champaign-Urbana and play ball for the Illini. But anyway, 15, 16 years old, that was very clear to me that that's what I wanted to do. I did not do alcohol. I did not do drugs. If that was your thing, that was your thing. I think I might have smoked some weed one time when I was that age before I started getting into drugs. And I don't know what my homie was smoking. It might have been some White Widow or something. But I got so high, I went home and ate 10 tacos. 10. That experience I did not like. I never did it again. So, yeah, I was like a freshman or sophomore then. But 2007, New Year's Eve, right? We're bringing in the New Year, so that'd be December 31st. I had transition schools. I left one school in the city and we relocated to the suburbs for different reasons, y'all. And I don't want to be long-winded, but listen, you don't have to get it right, you just have to get it going. Me starting a YouTube channel, and even for me to just see the growth. It don't matter if people don't watch it, but New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2007, a kid who had, prior to that, when I first started at that school, this was, obviously we reached December. School started back in summer because I played football, summer camp. And my buddy at the time, who really wasn't even a real friend, right? Alcohol is just a symptom of the trauma, okay? Crappy relationships, the relationships that I choose, and then when I do find someone half decent, rather it be a boss or a girl, I tend to do them wrong, right? Sabotage the relationship, abuse them in different ways, no call, no shows, and just a hot mess. And when I first met Lokes, we're gonna call him Lokes. After practice, he walks up to me. We actually lived in the same neighborhood, so he like, "You smoke?" Do I smoke? Dude, I just came from MC, Mount Carmel. One of to this day, we have the most state titles in the state of Illinois, and we a small Catholic school, right? It's out of 800 students, you probably have about 200 upperclassmen, and we in schools like Stevenson. They have 3,000 students. You know what I mean? and we took football very, very seriously. That's why I went to MC. I know they was gonna college prep me on the athletics and on the in the class. So I tell Los, man, I smoke. Is this man crazy? Oh, you drink? Do I drink? I just told you I don't even smoke. Why would I drink? Are you? That man looked at me. We were kids at the time, boys. That boy looked at me like I was a ghost. Like, what? But I still hung out with Reggie, right? Still hung out with Reggie. He used to hang out on the Gov. You know what I'm saying? He a Gov boy, you know. But guess what? Who you hanging around? 'Cause 6 months later, I was drinking with him. Very shortly after that, I was smoking with him. All right. So now, in the beginning, I never had control over alcohol. I never had control. Oh, why did I get smeared off? Okay, I'm being long-winded, y'all. But in the beginning, listen. There's so many things that I gotta figure out, and and that's why I haven't started. I'm like, just start, bro, somewhere, right? And I'm like, man, I'm waiting till October 24th because I was born on the 24th, and but I'm leaving Nashville today, and I just want to be done. I got drunk off 13 shots of Smirnoff the first time I got drunk with Reg. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really want to name drop. You know what I'm saying? One day these videos might be real popular, but you know what I mean? Shout out Lokes, man. I learned a lot about what not to do from him and myself, but 13 shots of Smirnoff, blasted. Went to work the next day, got sent home. Said, you had a long night? I said, oh, I don't feel too good. He said, you don't look too good either. Go ahead and go home, baby. You know? Instantly, alcohol. I go to work the next day. She ain't tripping on it or nothing, but she said you can go home. It was New Year's Day at that point. Fast forward. Okay, so my point is, between December 31st, 07 and April 7th, 09, I would say I was a social drinker. Okay, I only drank on Friday nights, I only drank on Saturday nights, and I only drank in the company of my peers. We were underage drinking, but I got BB and them up on Bodie Road. I went in there like I was 21. He sold it to me, and he never questioned me ever again. So I was a designated buyer. But only Friday nights, only Saturday nights, only socially. For the last, since I've been about 25 plus years, 97% of my drinking is done alone. Chronic drinking, isolated drinking. So, what was really going on, I'll show you this thing that I started. This was April 22nd, 2023, a year after my homie Quan died. He died due to alcohol, drugs, and gambling. It's like and it's something with the trauma and the dopamine hit, y'all. You know what I mean? It's like when I'm not drinking, when I go on my binges in the green are days that are sober. I started right here. That's April 22nd, 23. I started logging. I said, come on, man, I'm going to do this sober thing. I started logging. Right? Started off this year strong, real strong. Get up in here, February 24, go in the red, stay in the red. I'll talk more to you about this on another one, because this is just the real truth is when I lost my mom, I took, and not only did I lose my mom, my senior year of high school, I tore my ACL, right? I had a Boobie Miles moment. Doctor took me in the back, ooh, son, I'm sorry to tell you, you tore your ACL. Okay, doc, how long? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 6 days, 2 weeks at the most? He said, son, this is gonna require surgery. It's gonna take a 6 to 8 month recovery. Oh, hell no, doc, I don't even have no offers yet, bruh. It's my time to shine. And you know, that's why football really wasn't, my body wasn't meant for it, because I stayed hurt. That's why I didn't go collegiate with it. I was just always on the bench, hurt. You know what I mean? Super fast. I love playing defensive back. You know what I mean? But I'm at. I come from a family. I was raised by my mother's side primarily. My father was in my life until I lost him in 2018. Uh, to suicide. It's a whole nother topic, right? I miss that man. He was my number one fan, no doubt. But I'm at peace with that. But I was raised by my mom's side, and my mother, I believe, she's a first generation Haitian, right? My grandfather was born and raised in Haiti, as well as his wife, and they moved to America, and all of their kids were born here. Uh, we come from a lot of poverty there, a lot of poverty, and usually when you deal with a lot of poverty, you're gonna deal with a whole lot of trauma. You know, and then he said, I don't really want to speak on this, y'all. I don't want to say too much, but you know, Haiti witchcraft is a big thing, and allegedly my grandma and my grandfather, they was with it. I don't know the details, but I know they was down to get out of Haiti by any means. So I don't know who they was worshiping to, praying to, sacrificing to. I don't know, but I know that you look at my specifically my grandfather and his wife's children never met my grandmother. My grandmother was murdered when my mother was 7. Okay, if we look on my daddy's side, my father's father was murdered when he was 4. So 2 of my grandparents was down while my parents were still adolescents, 4 and 7. Right? My grandfather turned to making money and being a workaholic and being the Haitian godfather of Chicago. He's a workaholic. He owned the jewelry business. You know what I mean? Amongst real estate. That's how he copes. What he do, he outsourcing parenting of his little kids, a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, my mother, a 4-year-old. Those are all girls, my aunts, and then a baby boy, like 18 months. On my father's side, my grandpa, the one who got her hooked on drugs. They was doing the drugs together, and grandpa died. So so a traumatic event happens, a one-off traumatic event. Well, grandma still like doing the drugs. So trauma is something that is, and it took time. If you had asked me at 18, 19 years old, mind you, I had a 3.3 GPA. I'm not just book smart either. Trust me, I was smart out there in them streets too. You gotta be. I was raised in South Shore neighborhood of Chicago. You will get your shoes took. You will go home with a lump on your head. All type of crazy stuff. So I had to change up like a chameleon, hunt like a fox. So the alcohol is not the problem, y'all. It's the emptiness inside. It's the feeling of not being good enough. I was so loyal to my mother, but she was emotionally unavailable, mentally unavailable, yada 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 yada, etc. But y'all, you seen it. Let me just bring this back up again, okay? Sorry about my lighting, y'all. I got a lot to learn, but I'm not tripping on it. This raw right here. This is Romeo Jones, raw and uncut. And I love my mom like crazy. Almost to the point that now when I reflect on it with a little introspection, I think I idealized her a little bit. And then I'm comparing my relationship with my mom to, the relationship with all my peers. Is like, why are you so hard on me? It's like are you waiting for me to make a mistake so you could nail me to the wall? Cause like when I'm shining and I'm doing what you asking me, and I'm telling you at a very young age, I was being, I was like 5 going on 15. Literally. I am grateful for this. I no disrespect to anyone at all who experienced sexual trauma. I never dealt with that. I just did. I had emotional neglect, psychological abuse and physical abuse. My mama loved whips, vacuum, a belt. I don't think my mama ever whipped me with a belt. It was objects and whips, vacuum cords. And, you know, that's what her stepmama used to do with her with them cords, man. Like, come on, why would you whoop somebody with a whip? That's not a whooping, that's a abuse. You know, my daddy used to give me whoopings, and afterwards, he, son, come on, I need you to follow your curfew rules. I need you to listen to your mama, because I don't like doing this, okay? Now let's go get some ice cream and put in our football numbers. All right, bet, boss, I got you. My mama, you get, you know what I'm saying? Get out the shower like, man, what happened? I don't know. I was running through here like a chicken, boy. The butcher was behind me. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That's what this channel is about. I'm gonna develop it as I go. But it's about how do we address the addiction, right? We talking about alcohol because that's the only one I can really speak on. Alcohol, ethanol, rhyme with fentanyl. I wonder how they convince us to drink all this ethanol. Whew. You know, they market it to you, but you know how it feel in your body. You know how it feel. Drink it raw, straight out the bottle. Today, I got a set sail, y'all. Ladies, fellas, and a big part of me, like, I learned this, you know, my dad, how my dad used to put it? Pretty much, he said he learned how to ride a bike, aka life, by falling off the bike. Right, he didn't have a dad there to put him on 2 training wheels and get him going, and then take out 1 training wheel. So now, oh, you know, he laid to that side. You know what I'm saying? Then you take out the last training wheel with your knee pads. None of that. No pads, no training wheels. Figure it out. And that's kind of how I've been with this whole trauma and addiction thing. I used to always think it was me. Dang, why I can't be a normal drinker? Why I can't be a normal drinker? Well, there's a lot of things to this. You experience different traumas, right? And man, I was raised in a food desert, y'all. I'm talking about, we got lemon heads, Boston baked beans, Twizzlers, sugar baby. And to this day, my niece big now, but I'm gonna give my little niece Twizzlers. She 18 months old, chomping away on the Twizzler like it's a carrot or something. So all those things play into factor, but I got a lot of resources out here, ladies and gentlemen, and now it's just time to do the work. And I told y'all that it's a blessing that I'm really still here making these videos. Just this past summer, I could have really died getting drunk. July 13th. Tell you about that. July 13th. I could have died. Or woke up with a fatality. Like, you know, well, not, you know. You ain't gonna wake up from. Where am I going with this? It's time to truly heal. Forgive some things so that we can let them go, release them. I don't really think that you can let things go. Somebody stabbed you in the back and you see that person again, it's kind of hard to just pretend like you don't remember him stabbing you in the back, you know what I'm saying? But to kind of just release them and have what Terry London taught me at Above and Beyond Recovery Center in Chicago on the west side on Lake and California. I was going to say Lake and Cali, but it's California, it's a real street, Lake and California. Unconditional self-acceptance of yourself, of others, and the world. You know, one of the things that fueled me drinking was the fact that from 19 to 23, From 19 to 21, I was a weed dealer. I was really a trafficker, you know, because once I get it in, I get it gone, no problem. So I guess both trafficker and dealer, whatever. We was definitely going from California back to Illinois, though. It's a long, long time ago, and it was just marriage of honor. Uh, then I was 21, I stopped. Feel me? I was messing with some boys who had a lot of quantities, and they was trying to, feel me? They trying to up the score. No. If I up the score to that, shit, we gonna have to get violent out here. I'm not trying to do all that. I'm good where I'm at, but they wasn't trying to hear that, so I ran off on the plug. Keep calling, I ain't calling back. I wouldn't recommend that either. You know, it was all good for me, you know, but at 23, I got in the golf business, a looper. When you're a caddy, that's a common term for what, right? And you get a job, that job is called a loop, like a round of golf, a loop. So a looper is the caddies on the loop, you feel me? And from 23 to into my 30s, that's what I did. And I was good at it. It wasn't hard to learn. Well, it take time. And I didn't pick golf up naturally, so I actually liked being a caddy because I started learning how to golf. Like when I get a good player, I'll watch him. When I get a bad player, I'll watch him. You know what I'm saying? And everything in between. And then you start to learn your course. You're a local. You've been here before. This your first time. You definitely, I can help you out. And you get drunk a lot on the golf course. In these private country clubs. Big ones. From Chicago to LA, Tennessee. See, this one in Tennessee. Yeah. I'm talking about cheapest property on the house, $2 million for the land. You know, I'm just looking at life different now. And it's time for me to go address these addictions and face my traumas. I love my mom. And the fact that even to this day I have to let her unconditional acceptance, USA. I have to be able to meet my mom where she is. Now she is getting a lot better. She was real ruthless when she was young. Ruthless. Even when I look at pictures of my mother, I'm like, dang, she don't look like the nicest lady around. You know, and then because she suffered with what she suffered with, you know what I'm saying, she got her darkness in the bag somewhere. You know, we all got some skeletons in our closet or something, fighting some demons, however you want to word it. She had a lot going on. My mother was the closest for her mother. The other ones were young, and her big sister, my mother's big sister, she was kind of raised by her aunt. Until we lost my grandmother. Well, I wasn't here yet. Then, you know, she had to come back home, and it's a lot of this, man. And I'm just about to open up to it because I think some people may be right. Like talk therapy is cool. I don't think you want to do too much of, like, you know, just rely on that. Like, I've been in talk therapy for 10 years. Like whoa. Like, you know, if that works for you. But I really think that we can kind of release things and begin to essentially, in a healthy way, put myself first. You know, it's interesting when you meet people who are in these enabling, codependent relationships. It's like, but a lot of it is multi-generational. That's all I'm going with today, y'all. So, you know, welcome to Charmer Drinker. I just really want to get it. I feel like the Wright brothers. If we get this thing 2 inches off the ground, we got it off the ground. Let's go, bro. Yep. We'll figure out how to get to 6,000 as we go. But that's what I'm here to do. Let's go back to them roots that's bent up. Do what we can to repair them because it's possible. We are human beings. We are God's highest form of creation, and we can change. We can change, but you got to dig in. You got to lock in. I know, especially for me, we all creatures of habits, but I know me, I'm especially a creature of habit. To freestyle, that's why this video was probably a little bit all over the place. Some people be like, man, turn this, get to the point. You know, they'll be like, okay, get to the point, but this stuff right here, that's the reason I'm not a millionaire, but it's probably just one more time. I had a lot to learn. I know that's the reason I ain't married, but it just ain't my time. Wasn't my time. I know that's the reason I don't got no have any kids. Now that trauma a little more. That trauma. This too the reason, but that trauma. Ooh, I used to think I didn't want kids. I always loved kids. I was raised in a home daycare. My auntie, she owned a home daycare. I love kids. You know what I'm saying? Changing pampers, feeding them, then you gotta burp them, you know what I'm saying? Until you hear that, okay, you ready to lay down, youngin', okay. Me, oh no, I don't want any kids. Because my childhood was just so erratic. Erratic. It's like bad golf, like, okay, bro, you just had a birdie, then you got a triple bogey, 4 holes in a row, par. But it just, them inconsistencies will throw you off. But a young kid born 1990 to 2 teenage parents on the southeast side of Chicago. My daddy graduated from South Shore. My mama graduated from Harlem. And my daddy openly told me the reason he went after my mama is because she was thick and juicy, and her daddy was dropping off in the Champagne Rolls Royce. And my grandfather stayed on 93rd and Wabash next to Gillespie Elementary. I went there too for a little bit. I'm like, Grandpa, so you had a Rolls Royce parked in front of the crib on 93rd and Wabash? Yeah, that man, he from Haiti, bro. To him, he made that Beverly Hills for him. Beverly Hills, yeah, I'm putting my Rolls Royce outside. But I gotta tell y'all, I had an accident July 13th that I just tapped on. And I'm gonna speak on that. But I know if I don't stop drinking, I ain't gonna be here much longer. It ain't fun anyway. And mental health ain't no joke. So I really wanna just shed his raw, uncut, from the heart on what I had to do. And the biggest thing I think right now is just slowing down, being patient with myself. That, I'm good. You gonna go through some withdrawals, you know what I'm saying? Because I've probably been on I didn't fill it in all the way, but I've probably been on give me 1 second, y'all, 7. Probably about an 8-day bender, you feel me? I've got plenty more that's worse. The longest one like 42 days straight, pounding, and a liter a day. This just 375. A liter is 1,000. But I'm excited for this journey, and I just, I was just listening to a guy that I really like, a YouTuber, an author, a speaker, and he said that once he started sharing his story, people was resonating with it on his social media, and they were coming back for, like people were in tears, like, man, thank you for sharing this. I'm let me go on and do what I gotta do to unpack this thing. And my mother lost her big cousin this summer. And mom, like I said, I don't really like to put all these labels on things, but my mom, she got a little bit of NPD. It's narcissistic personality disorder. And she fluctuates. Sometimes she'll just be dealing with the traits. Sometimes she go into disorder zone. It's like the mind is a crazy thing, marvelous wonder, but go both ways. And sometimes I would go no contact with my mother, like especially after 2020, she love baited us in. I'll talk about that another time. And then was still acting crazy. Like, hold on, my daddy died from a suicide. Your daughter died from a homicide. The father died from a homicide. And you working in the midst of COVID, and you still with this love bomb, discard, all this weird stuff. No contact. But it ain't sit right in my heart, because I wake up early in the morning like, bro, if you got a phone call right now, she gone. Would you have handled things differently? The answer was always yes. The answer was always, I would have least been cordial. when I got that phone call that my cousin died, I thought about my big cousin's son, my first cousin. Like, that's my big cousin. She on my mother's tip. I thought about her. I thought about him. I didn't think about I did think about my cousin, but I thought about her son. Like, my cousin Booby, mama gone. That's something I imagine. That's bro reality. He's just a year older than me. I think his birthday, April 9th, 89. Yeah, Booby's birthday, April 9th. So he's 35 right now. I'm 34. And that's his reality. His OG out of here. Went to the hospital with a headache. A couple days later, oh man, yeah. Instantly, you got a brain tumor. We're going to go ahead and set you up with a surgery, get you going. Went into surgery, came out, had to rush back in, came out, started getting better. Boom. Had a seizure or something like that. Gone. Shook my family. Not why everybody's like, oh, broken down and all that, but just kind of like in, like shock, like, whoa, like, yeah. You know, like you see death is everywhere. You always see death. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in Tennessee with my boy right now. He worked for a company that like he do logistics for bodies. Right? He pick a body up from the hospital, take him to the funeral home, pick a body up from a home, take it to the crematory, you know, take it to where it gotta get embalmed. I'm riding with him, his body's in the back. We got the windows down, let's fresh air, the cover flower. Dang, look at that right there. You know, I ain't scared of dead bodies, you know what I mean? My granny was in the casket. I kissed her, my great granny. God, it was cold. But I don't know how this gonna go, y'all. I know me, I gotta get good, clean and good. But I'm planning out how I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do it. But I'm telling you, after today, we're about to go into Annie Grace's book, The Alcohol Experiment. Okay? Now, I already been doing my own little thing. I called it This Alcohol Experiment, but I don't want to confuse y'all. Okay? So this could be the fails. But at 34 and a half years old, right? Yes. At my age, and I think until I'm out of here, okay? Until the pine box drop or the dust in the box, however which way I go, yeah, I'm counting my half birthday. I'm just celebrating my half birthday. You heard me? That's why I was gonna put launch this channel on the 24th. That's my half birthday. But I'm just feeling it right now, and it takes time. You know what I mean? Like you have to really build a skill like golf. Some things you touch a basketball, you just you like Allen Iverson or something. You know what I mean? But even if you like AI, you still gotta put in the work. Like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, still gotta put in that work. But golf, I picked it up. Oh, it was horrible. Horrible. My hand-eye coordination was horrible. I had to watch it over and over and over and over and over. And in time, whoosh, woo! You need some strokes, bro? I know you do. Go ahead, take you a couple. Because I'm on fire. I put in work to get there, though. We golfed yesterday. I was horrible because I haven't swung a club in like 3 years. I broke the nozzle on one, bro. Let me show you. Bro, man, I get out there. I'll break the club head. Man, you know how much this club costs? This club probably costs like $400. You know what I'm saying? And then the shaft probably, this is a raw shaft. This shaft probably another $200-300. So then we got to just play with this one. You know what I'm saying? Here go another one. We got, listen. We're at 34 minutes, y'all. You know, I'll be listening to Evan Michaels, big time YouTuber and video content guy. Say some of this long form content is, you know, for education. But let me know in the comments what y'all think. Is this like this style video? Me just ranting about life and where I'm going, and you know, I just want everybody to see the journey from the bottom, and I gotta share a lot, cause what it's about to be 2 years in January. I went homeless. My addictions, my bad decision, my narcissistic traits. You know, narcissism. It's like anything. It's two sides to a coin. There is a healthy level to narcissism, and there's an unhealthy level to it. Right? The most narcissistic person in the world is a child. All the child know is me, 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 me. No, 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 no. But the healthy dependence leads to a healthy independence, right? And then ultimately another healthy interdependence. So I just gotta get myself on a routine. Due to the heavy drinking, I be struggling with keeping work. And it's amazing when I get sober. Oh man, I need to get my stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and focus up. I get a job, everything be good, and then for some reason I might just kid myself and go left. You know, like they say these days, crash out, crash. You ain't got no job. Now you messing around, gambling your money. But that's it for now, y'all. You hear me? I love y'all, appreciate y'all. And I don't know, I'm just about to have fun with this thing. I don't want to overthink it like I gotta be this amazing YouTuber and storyteller, and you know, this stuff comes natural to me. You hear me? My grandpa Jimmy Jones tell me the raw stories. I learned this from a veteran. He really was a veteran too. He tell me his veteran stories. It was crazy. So just share my story and let it take off organically. You know what I mean? So I love y'all. I ain't gotta know you, man. If you watch this video this long, I love you. You hear me? I love you. You know, so watch some more videos on the channel. Check them out. And that's what it is. I know I want to make a part 2 because this thing ain't even halfway done. But we gotta knock this baby down though. Yeah. But yeah, my brother just pulled up. You know, he back. He went to go kick it with his girl for the night. She a flight attendant and she had a layover in Nashville, so he kicked it with her. And he back. So I'm gonna close this. How do I feel? I feel a little dopamine hit, but it's so old. You know, yeah, you feel it. You know, you get your little boost in artificial chemicals. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, you feel horrible. You need another one just to come back up, but then you gonna go back so far down. But as I re-educate my mind on this journey, I want to take you with me. This is not just for. I'm not just doing this for y'all. I'm doing it for me too. So that's what it is, y'all. And I'll get up with you in a bit. All right, back.